Hello everyone, welcome back to Awesome Analytics. And in this video, we are going to build a complete Apollo style pharmacy sales dashboard. This is an advanced level of dashboard. This is not a basic dashboard that only shows total sales, total transactions, and few simple charts. The main purpose of this dashboard is to understand what is driving pharmacy revenue and where the company is getting lost, where the margin is getting affected, which stores and products are getting and performing well, where the business is losing money through discounts. So as you can see at the top, we have KPI charts. Just as you have heard this in the very business terms like in Shark Tank episodes, like what is the gross margin, COGS, discount percentage, average bill value, and also along with that we will also calculate month-on-month growth with it, so it will show us the sales compared to the previous month, as well as we will also have an India chart here, which is an heat map which shows sales by the city, and then table which has some advanced functionality like drill through and hierarchy levels, which I will explain it into the video. And when we will come to the page 2, we will have some advanced charts like decomposition tree, which will show us the discount leakage root cause explorer. And this is where the discount amount is totally divided into the channels like walk-in, app, home delivery, which will also further divided into the payment options and the campaigns. And after we have a heat map of the our label and heat map, which it's clearly showing that after 17 to 22, we have a sales increase in this area. And the most important chart that you haven't heard of, most of you wouldn't have heard of this. This is an written reason Pareto analysis. Pareto means it uses the 80 to 20% principle, which we can quickly see which few products are generating most of the business impact. Like we can see there, three reasons are there, which is driving 79.1% of the return. So this is an advanced level functionality that has been used in the real world analysis. And last page will be a drill through analysis, which we can just click on any bar chart and go to the drill through, and it will just filter out that particular drill. And if you want to reset it, we have a button here. Click on this, and it will be reset. That's it. So before starting with the video, let's see our data here. We got an Excel file in which we have transaction ID column, line ID, and transaction details. Along with it, we have store ID, store name, city, store type, and we have a customer ID, customer details here. As you can see, these are all in just one table. So we will just derive some fact and dimension table from it. So in order to avoid duplicate values, as you can see, there are so many columns which are unnecessary as well. We will drop it off because we don't have a business requirement for it. And we have a payment mode, campaign name, we have unit price quantity and discount percentage, but we don't have sales actually. What is the gross sales? We will calculate that as per the DAC calculation. And this is our Excel file. And let's move on to our customer requirement here. So this is the slide that has been provided by the customer here. So what we need to calculate is revenue is growing but profitability is weakening. So leadership needs to identify where money is leaking across discounts, returns, stocks, stores, products, channels, and customer segments. So this is the dashboard scope. We will create a two-page dashboard, and third will be our drill through page. So first page will be revenue and profitability command center, that it will answer, are we growing profitability? Where are the margin is leaking? Which store category drives the campaign? And same goes for operations, inventory, and customer insight. So it will answer where do sales peak, which returns and stock, which will hurt revenue. Okay. So these are some basic terminologies, the sales terminologies that you need to learn, like gross sales, what is the gross sales, how it is calculated, it is quantity into unit selling price, same for discount, gross sales into discount. This will be used in the DAX measures. So it's better to you go through this slide. As we can see, gross margin, money left after paying product cost. It means realized revenue minus cost. Realized revenue is just that final revenue that is that the business have after the net sales and the return amount that has been in the company. So this is our dictionary. You can go through it. I will provide this link in the description. So let's move on to the Power BI. You will open the Power BI. You will have an interface like this. You can just click on the get data or click on the direct Excel workbook here and click on this our Excel file that I will provide you in the link in the description and let it load and you will see the following tables in here. You can just click on this track pharmacy sales and as the data is so much so it has truncated the size. So don't click on load, click on transform data as we need to create fact and dimension tables from it and also change the data type. So it is always good practice to always check the data types because it will result in the error in the calculation if you don't transform your data perfectly. So we will not load this whole big table into our data. We will drop off the unnecessary columns that is not in our business requirement. So first we will name this as a staging query. So let's see. Say- So it is in this whole video we will be using snake wording here, snake scale wording. So make sure you use underscore here. So let's change the data type as you can see transaction ID is in text, line ID is in whole number, it's fine. Transaction date and time, it's perfect for date and time as you can see here. The store ID is in text format, store name is in text format. Alright, city, state, region, store type, store tier, we all want this in text format only. Sales channel, customer ID, customer segment, gender, age band, okay, loyalty member, product ID, product name, category, type area, brand type, schedule type. These all are in text format, so make sure you also keep them in text format only. The only format we need to change here is all right. So you can see unit price is in decimal format, so it's fine. Quantity should be in whole number format. So it has already transformed the data for me. What you need to check if you don't know how to transform, just click on the right click on the column and click here, change slide, and you will see this whole pop-up with like whole number, percentage, date and time, date. But for my case, it's fine, and discount percentage is in decimal format. It's fine here. Okay, so our box is already here, so we know not to calculate, and the sales after returns are also here already in our column. So it is also in decimal format. Return quantity is in whole number, so it's fine. Return amount is in decimal format. Uh, so let's go in return reason is in text format. Lockout flag is in text format. In-hand stock, reorder level, expiry bucket, fulfillment SLA, minute, delivery distance, kilometer, customer rating is in decimal format. Okay, fine. So we have all here in correct format. So first we will need to derive the exact date from this transaction date and time and also the time we need to extract separately because it's not a good habit to you know just connect date table with a transaction date and time table. It will not give us an exact result. So just click on this column and click on add column and you will see a date section here. Just click and click on the date only. So it will extract the dates from it and you can name it as a transaction date. And after that, just go to that column again and click on the time. So you can just select hour. So it will extract hours from it and you can see it is in whole number format. So it's fine. And if you want hour in the 0.00 format, so we need to add a calculated column here. So we'll add a custom column and write this exact M code. We'll name it as hour level. So for that, we need to add the same code text dot add start and open parenthesis text dot from it. We will take text dot from which column we'll take a transaction hour. We'll take this hour, insert it, okay, and close parenthesis. After that, use a comma. In transaction hour, we need two two count, so we'll use this two, and character is our zero. So in open code, capture as zero. After that, close this parenthesis and use and function here. And we need the format in 0.00 format. So we'll take 0.00. So this is the formula you need to add and click on OK. So as you can see now, it has 10.00, 12.00, 20.00 format. So and convert this data type as you can see, this is a mixed format. So convert this data type into text. All right. So this is our staging query done here. And now what we will do, we will just disable and inject this enable load. So we do not want to load this table. We will derive a dimension table from this table. So what you need to do is just right click on this and click on preference. So whenever the data is updated in this query, this will updated in our dimension and fact tables as well. And name this as a fact sale. Fact sales. Okay. So we need to drop unnecessary columns from it. I will say what columns we need to capture: transaction ID, line ID, transaction date and time. We need store ID, but we do not need store detail because we will capture this in dimension table. So remove this detail. Store name, city, state, region, store type, store tier, store area, store manager. And just right click on this and remove column. So it will remove the columns. So after that, we have a customer ID here. So we need customer ID because it's always a good practice to keep IDs in the fact tables and the remaining helper columns in the dimension table. Okay, so because the green here is the customer ID and it is a unique value. And after this, all are good for filtering purpose. So this we need to capture in the dimension table. So why we are creating fact and sign dimension table is because the fact table now stores transaction level data like quantity, price, IDs, sales. And the dimension table stores descriptive information. As we can see, we have captured customer segment, gender, age band. We will take this in dimension table because this structure avoids repeating the same visuals and same text because under the same customer ID there might be same gender, same customer segments. So this will be a duplication of the information. So we need keep only unique values in the dimension tables. So it improve overall the report performance and easy DAX calculation as well. So let's remove customer segment, gender, age, loyalty member from our table. For same for product ID, we will keep the product ID and remove all product details from our table. Criteria, band type, schedule type, impact size. So remove this. Now we have prescription ID. We will keep prescription ID here. The doctor specialty also. Now we'll remove this doctor specialty. RX status. I'll take on this and remove column. Okay, we keep the campaign name, unit price, quantity, discount, price, box, sales after returns, sales quantity, return amount, and the return amount and the return reason. Perfect. And I will also give you a checklist of columns which we need to keep in fact sales and which we need in the dimension table. You can keep the rest of the columns like reorder level, expiry bucket, fully payment, SLM, distance, kilometer. These are all useless column, but we will just keep it for the future purpose. It's not a good habit to delete all the columns unnecessarily because and we expand the model, so it will be a hectic problem and to solve this in Power Query. So our fact table is almost ready here. So we will just now create dimension tables. Just click on the staging query and another time click right click and reference. After reference, we will name it as a dimension. So name a standard name dim slash store. So we will keep all store related details only here. So we keep store ID, store name, city, state, region, store type, store tier, store area, store manager. Okay, so this is the all columns we need to keep. Just go here, go at the home and remove column, and you can select remove other columns. So it will remove all other columns and the selected columns will be staying in our query. So this is our dimension table and what the most important thing we need a unique store ID. So right click on store ID and click on remove duplicates. So as you can see we have 12 unique store IDs here and all unique duplicate values have been gone. And this store ID we will connect with the fact sales store ID. So it's easy to filter out our data and give us a unique numbers and the values instead of duplicate values. So another time right click on the staging query and reference. Now we will create another dimension table that is then customer. So we'll keep just customer level details here. Same, you can see customer ID, customer segment, gender, age band, loyalty member, only this, and we can remove columns and remove other columns. And same for customer ID, right click on customer ID and remove duplicates. So only unique customers will be staying in our dimension tables. Another click on this reference. Now this will be our dim block. So product only we will keep product level details here. Product ID, product name, category, click control. If you don't know how to select all columns at once, so make sure you click control, then click on these columns. Uh, Schedule type, uh, okay. So prescription required, chronic therapy flag, flag price. Okay, so this will be all columns that we will keeping in this dimension table and remove other columns. So as you can see now, on the product details are here and just same for this, right click and make sure you remove duplicate. Otherwise, the model will not work and we will get duplicate and elevated numbers of values and no one will see our reports. Just right click on the staging query and reference and after that we'll create small tables, dimension table that is a dim channel. See, it's a channel. So we'll just keep sales channel here. Yes, and we will remove all other columns from it and just right click and remove duplicates. Now again, just right click reference and we will capture this as a dim payment. So we will just keep payment mode here and remove all other columns from it. This payment mode. Okay, go right click, remove other columns. And just we need unique values, so remove duplicates. So this is our the perfect dimension tables has been are creating now. So click on reference and we'll aim at a dim campaign. See, so We'll just keep the campaign details here. Uh, so we'll just rename it. Remove columns and remove other columns, and also it's now right click again, reference. Now we need return reason. Okay. Return. Ah, so we'll just keep the return reason column here. Return reason and remove those, remove columns, remove other columns, remove duplicates. So as you can see, we have six written reasons, unique written reasons here. So again click and reference, and we need inventory status. So dim inventory status. Okay. So we'll just keep two columns here. Uh, so we will keep the stock out flag and expiry bucket. So and after that we will remove all other columns from it. And this is a combination, as you can see, stock out flag and expiry bucket. So many combination, like if the stock out flag is yes and the expiry bucket is same day, so we need not to click on one column. So both click on both columns and remove duplicates. So this will give us unique combination of values. So and after that we just need to create a key, connect it with the flag sale. So for creating a key, we need to add column and custom column here. We'll name it as a inventory status key. So what do we need to do here? The inventory status key. We need stock out flag, insert it, and we'll use and stock out flag, and open the quote, give a space and straight slash, and again a space, and again use and expiry bucket. So this will create a unique key for us. Now, as you can see, no 184 slash 6 days. This is a unique key that we have created from it. And now this key we need to change its type to text. Now same key we will keep in the fact table as well. So you just need to copy this formula, stop out and create this in fact table as well. Go to our fact table, add column and a custom column here. Sorry, inventory status key. Okay, and change its type to text. And you can just remove that stock out flag and expiry bucket from this fact table, because we will connect it with the dimension table. Um, remove columns. Okay, so now inventory status key has been made, and we will create our last dimension table from it. That is a prescription table. Actually, we did not need in this our dashboard right now, but we can have a requirement in the future, so it's better to learn. We'll have it in prescription status. In this, we will need doctor specialty. Okay, this We'll pick the doctor specialty and RX fill status. The prescription ID we don't need because there are so many null values here. So click on this and remove other column. It would go to home, remove other columns, and both click on both and remove duplicates. Now we'll create a key for this as well. Same way like we have created the key for the inventory status. So click on add column, custom column, and key. So doctor specialty, insert it, use and comma space for straight slash and and RX fill status. And insert it. So change its type to text. So same, copy this formula from here. After each, copy this formula and go to our fact sales and we go to the source step here in the fact table and click on custom column because we have removed our columns from the table. So Power Query is not able to find that column. So click on paste our following formula here and we get section status key and click on OK. So as you can see, our key has now been created and we have removed the columns and added custom. And in for the change type, we'll just create change. It's both change this as change type as text. Now in the same step, and after the necessary columns are written. So yes, as now all the fact and dimension tables have been created. So now it's good to go, and we can go ahead and do the data modeling. So make sure this is disabled load, staging fact pharmacy sales, and all are enabled load. And click on close and apply. So now, as you can see, it will take a little time. Okay, so our data is now loaded. So before going ahead, and I think that we need to check the relationship here. So just will come out. So as you can see, it has already created a relationship for us, but we need to cross check if it is correct or not. So go ahead and check for each table. Like click on this arrow. As you can see, the prescription. Right click and click on properties. So you can see the prescription and prescription from many to one. It should be many to one. Many from the fact table and one from the prescription table. So it is an correct relationship. So we'll just click on save and same goes for this one. Check for every other. You can see the fact table store ID is many and the store ID is one. You can save. Okay. So also before starting, you need to make sure that cross filter direction should be single. Otherwise, the both side filtering will be on and it will be a mess for us to handle it with the DAX. So now all the tables has been created. So and before starting, we need a proper date table for it. So it's a good practice to create a date table for an accurate trend that we need to calculate. So for date table, as I have already mentioned in my one of the shorts that we can create it with the help of AI. in just a seconds of time, but I will create here manually as you should know how to write that as well. So we'll name it as a dim date. So for dim date, we will use variable here, variable min date. So this is only our minimum date that we need in our table. So we'll use min function here. It will minimum and transaction date. It will take minimum date from our transaction date table. So, and after that we need another variable that is max date. That is, we'll use max function and we'll take a column transaction date. So this is a dynamic date table. If our transaction date table we on the column many columns are getting added, so our date table will also expand as per the max date of the transaction date. So now we need to return it and click a function called add columns. And after add columns, we need a function called calendar. In calendar, we have a two date. We have start date and end date. So for start date, we will take our variable min date, and for end date, we will take our variable as max date. So this will be our calendar. After that, now add column, that's still in working. So we have given our table name here. This is our table, and after that table, we need to click on comma and name one. It is asking for name one. So give it is a name as year, and after year, it is asking for expression. So give expression as year function, and we click on date, which is the state table, and this will create the year, extract the year from our transaction date. Same now for month number. We'll use month function and date. So this will create month. We need month name. So for month name, we need to use format tags here. Format, and we is asking for a value. So give a value of date. Date and take comma, use comma, and format. We need a format of MMM. Okay. So just close this entity and give a comma. Now name 4. Now we need quarter. So we will be a quarter. Now we need quarter format. So first use import use Q. So and um, now use a function called quarter and date. So it will give us like if we will use this quarter, it will give us 1, 2, 3, 4. But if we will use Q and quarter, it will give us Q1, Q2, Q3 value. So that is what we need. And after that, we function called month year. We'll need a column month year, 1 year. So for month year, we need format function. Format date. Date we need format in MMM slash YY. Okay, and close the parentheses. This is our month year. And another important column that almost everyone avoids, we need month year sort. What this will do, I will explain you when we create a trend chart, because it is a very important column we need here. So a month year sort, use year function and date, and you need to multiply it by 100. Multiply it by 100 plus you need to add 1 and date. So what it will do, it will take out the year, like year is 2025, it will multiply it by 100. So I will explain you here like 2025 into 100. Okay, so it will give us 202500. Now it will plus the month here, month like month is January, so 1 month is here. So it will give us 202501. So it is an date sort now. You can see first month and 2025. So we will sort it with our month year format. So it will give us a value like January, February, March. Other if we don't create this column, so this month year will be in jumbled way. Like December can come earlier than the January and March and then after September. So that will be a not good practice for using the trend chart. So after that, we can just remove this one. Month year sort after we can use a day function. The first just name about column day and after that use day, date. Okay. So this is our day. And we need one more thing that is day name. Day name. Use format here. Date and we need format of ED. Okay. And after sort this day name, we need day of the week number. Okay. So day of the week number. And what will be the formula we will be using? We will be using weekday function here. So it will give us the what is the day of the week it is. So we will use date here. And the return type should be two. Starting from two, like we need to start it from Monday. So we use two. Okay, so that's all we need the column and close this parenthesis and enter. So as you can see now it has created as a date table. So what you need to do, just click on this date and format it. This is short date, uh, short date. And after that, click on this month year column and you need to sort by column, that is month year sort. And same for the day name, click here sort by day of the week number. And now it is sorted. Same for the month name, sort by month number. And you make sure you mark it as a date table. Now click on our dim date here and click on this mark it as date table. Click on this two column date and save. Now it is officially our date table and we can use it for filtering purpose. So now you can see there is no active relationship here. We will build the relationship with the fact table transaction date. Okay, transaction date and drag it to the date column. As you can see, transaction is many and the dim date is one and the direction is single and save it. And now our relationship has been created and this is a successful data model and we can move and write text now. So let's move on to next part. So let's start building our dashboard. So before that, we need to go to the visualization and click on this format your report page and go to the canvas setting. We will set our canvas size. Default size is small for us, so we'll use custom and we will use width as 2400 and height as 1180. So this is our, and alignment should be middle. Click on this vertical alignment and click on middle. Okay, so this is our canvas size now, and we'll go ahead and give a dashboard as a header. That is the Apollo style dashboard. Okay, and this style and sales. So we'll just click on Sage UL semibold. This is a temporary header. We will create a header and background into the PowerPoint later. First, let's finish with our measures and charts. So this is our sales dashboard heading. Okay, so we will go ahead and with our first measure right now. Before creating measure, we will just go to the table view and click on new table. and give it just name it measures. Yeah, measures. Okay, so this will be the table that we will keep all measures in one table, so it is clean and easy to understand. So go to the model view, click on measures and column, and after column you will see a option a display folder. Click on display folder as KPI, and a folder has been created. And now all KPI measure will be in this folder. So let's go here and click on this KPI and right click on this folder and click create new measure. So our first measure will be gross sales. Gross sales. So for gross sales, we need actually a sales column, but we do not have a sales column, but we do have a quantity and unit price column. So we cannot use sum function here because sum function required only one column itself, and we will use here sum x. So this will give us a row by row calculation. So if you're asking for a table, to give it a table name, comma, and expression will be quantity into unit price. Okay, and close the parent group. So this will give us a gross sales. Go to the visualization and insert this KPI card. And in this KPI card, click on gross sales. After gross sales, we will keep its properties to 113. Height will be and width will be 300. Okay, and we just click on this. Go to the format visual and card. You can just turn off the border, divider, background, everything. So this is our first measure that has been created, first KPI. Just right click and Control plus C and Control plus V. Just it will create a duplicate of this card. Unselect the gross sales. Again, right click and new measure. So we need a new measure that is the realized revenue. That is the revenue after that is the profitable revenue that is remained to the company after the discount and the returns. So this is the restricted KPI that has been used instead of net sales. Realized revenue we already have a column of sales after return, so we need just use some function sales after returns. So this is our realized revenue, and it is always less than the gross revenue. So you can see we have realized revenue of 1.9 million, and click Control plus C and Control plus V again. Now just uncheck the realized revenue, and we will calculate COGS. That is the cost of goods sales. So we already have a COGS column, so we will use some base measure, some COGS. So this is looking simple as we are just using one line DAX. But don't worry, we will be using some advanced DAX functionalities by calculating month-on-month growth and date functions in the upcoming pages and charts. So this is our COGS. After that COGS, we need gross margin. So Control plus C, Control plus V. For gross margin, we already have a standard formula in the PowerPoint that is realized revenue minus COGS. So minus this, again right click, measure. So gross margin. So we just click realized revenue minus COGS. Enter and click on gross margin. So this is our gross margin, and we need gross margin percent. Again, Control plus C, Control plus V. So uncheck this, right click, new measure, gross margin percent. Okay. So for percent, we need to use divide function here. Divide. We said divide gross margin by realized revenue. So this will give us a percent. Yes, and also click on this measure and format it into a percent. So click on this gross margin percent. As you can see, the gross margin percent is 27.60%. So this is our basic 5 measures have been created. So now let's go for the discount amount that is uh, we required for the further charts as well. Control plus V, right click and new measure. Name it as discount amount. Discount amount. Okay. So for discount amount, we will again use SumX function here because we don't have a separate column for discount amount. We use the table as flat sales and we need the quantity into unit price. This will be our sales quantity unit price is equal to sales, and we will multiply sales by discount percentage. This is also standard formula that is being used in the sales. You will find it in PowerPoint presentation and flows is currency and enter. So uncheck the gross margin and click on the discount amount. So this is the discount amount that has been provided. If you minus this gross sales and discount amount, you will get the realized revenue. Okay. So after that, we need discount percentage. So again, right click and uncheck this one. Add new measure. So we need discount percentage. So if again for percentage, we need divide function here. So divide discount amount. We will say divide the discount amount and its denominator will be gross sales. So this will give us the gross discount percentage. So click on this and format it as so right click on this and format it as percentage. So this is the discount percentage we got. Now the most important measure KPI in our first page is average bill value. That is an average order value in our generation. Average bill value. So for calculating average bill value, we need a transaction first of all. So let's create a transaction as well. So for total transaction we need. So we need distinct count here, distinct count and transaction ID. So this will give us the unique transactions that has been made in our data. So this is the all transactions that has been used, and now we will go ahead and create new measure that is average bill value. So average bill value, what we will do, we will divide the realized revenue by transaction. So it will give us the average bill value of our city. If we will use the filters of cities, it will give us the average bill value of that particular store, city, or state. So hit enter. Now just click on this and write Control plus V, and click on the average bill value. As you can see, the overall average bill value is 339.81 rupees. So this is an important KPI that is being used in our KPI. So let's create a few more KPI here, though that will be useful in our upcoming charts, but we will not use it in KPI. So we will just rearrange it right here. Okay. So what will be our new KPI here? That will be return amount. So I click new measure. So need return amount. So some we already have a column called return amount in our fact symbol. Then we'll click on this and it will be let's cross check if it is giving us answer or not. Okay, so it is giving us the return amount here. 18.75K. And the last, we will need the return percentage. So let me nature. So for return percentage, we need to find net sales, right? So net sales. What is our formula of net sales? That is gross sales minus discount. Gross sales minus discount amount. So it will be our net sale. And again, you right click on the new measure and return percentage. Return percentage will be divide return amount by net sales. That is our return percentage. Okay. So we'll just click on this. Okay. So we can see the return percentage is very low. So it is good. Percent. It is only 1.69%. So this is all the KPIs that has been created now, and we will use this in charts as well. So let's move on to the charts. So our KPIs measure has been created. So now we'll create our first chart that will be realized revenue by sales channel. So go ahead, click on this visualization and select clustered bar chart. So visualize it, and in the y-axis we need sales channel. Okay, so for sales channel we have our dimension tables. We will select sales channel from this, and after sales channel we will use realized revenue in our x-axis. So let's drop it. So as you can see now it started. We will just change the theme color actually for now. We will use this theme as so this one, classroom. Okay, so and can just go ahead and format it a little bit. Go to the general tab, properties and padding. Create padding. Use 10 here, 10 here, and 10 here. Okay, and after that properties use title and text color should be black, and you header should be a 14 number, and take a say voice semi-bold and realize revenue by sales channel. Okay, and after that go to the click on data labels. Data labels. After that position should be outside it, and values increase the size to 10 and color. Same goes for now. Go to the y-axis and increase the size to 11 and color should be black. Okay, and after that go to the data bar, go to the bar and in change the color. Go to the more color and use this text code that I am using. I 002060. Okay, and enter. This will be our basic color code scheme that we'll use in our all charts. So as you can see now, this is looking good. You can just resize it also. First, we will just remove this unnecessary KPI. Click on this and look up. Okay, so this is our first chart that has been created. So now let's move on to the trend chart. So just click on this line chart here and place it here. Increase the size. Now in this we need we'll just format it for use format painter and format it. So we will get the same format as this one. So you in x-axis use month year from the dim date table. Here just drop it to the x-axis, and in the y-axis drop the realized revenue into the y-axis. All right. And the secondary y-axis, we need to drop the gross margin percentage. Okay. Yes. So after that, we will just go to the format visuals, and we can just go ahead and go to the line section and select on realized revenue, which should be a little bit higher. The interpolation type should be smooth. Same goes for gross margin. Its interpolation type should be smooth. And for gross margin, we will use the line type as dashed. Okay. And color we can change it later, but yeah, can just use this color that we are using. Live revenue should be same. Okay, and we will just use the markers here, uh, so it will show us for all series. So after that, just go ahead and go to the grid line section and turn it off, as it is off for me. And after that, remove the y-axis, x-axis font from here. And as we can see, it is a lower area where the revenue is low. So we'll highlight this area manually by adding a shape and just resize it a little bit. And its color is go to style, color, and choose this color. Okay, and just place it here. After that, turn off the border, click on our chart, and go to format and bring forward. So that's it. And it's our chart is created. Now we will create a waterfall chart that is a revenue leakage bridge. It will show us where our revenue is leaking and what is the total gross sales and what is the total sales that is been remaining with the organization. So for that, first we need to create a different table for it. So go to the table and enter new table. Name it as a revenue table. Uh, Revenue step. So after that, add a function called data table. Data table, and in that data table, create name one should be step, and its type should be string. Okay. After that, name two sort order, and its type should be integer. Okay. After that, comma, and open a curly bracket here, and after that give space and open another curly bracket in which we will give first name as gross sales, and that sort order will be one. Same, close it, give comma, another curly bracket. In this we will say discount leakage, and its sort order will be two. Close the curly bracket, give comma, and another curly bracket. Its name should be return leakage. Its sort order will be three. Close the curly bracket, and again close the curly bracket and close the parenthesis. So, and hit the enter. Now you can see it has created a temporary table with the step its gross sales, discount leakage, and return leakage. And sort order is 1, 2, 3. So where the table, click on this table and click on the step and sort column by sort order. So now I will tell you why we created this table. So we'll create a new measure here. Click on right click and new measure. We will name it as revenue bridge value. Revenue, revenue bridge value. Now, first we will take a variable here, variable as selected step equal to, now we will use a formula called selected value. What this will do, selected value first will take the column as step or from our revenue step table. Now what this will do, whenever we select a particular row from this column step, then it will return us the particular row value. So after that, click here and return. Now we will use a switch measure here. Which expression? What does we want expression? We want selected step. If we will say switch, if selected step is selected, then switch. If the value is like say gross sales, if value is selected as gross sales, then return as gross sales, our gross sales measure. Okay, then comma. If value is selected as discount discount leakage, then return as the discount amount. But we want that in minus, so we will use minus and discount amount. Okay, comma. And if value is selected as return leakage, return leakage, then return as minus return amount. Make sure you use this spelling as correct, otherwise it won't be returning with the exact measures and hit enter. So that's it. And click on this waterfall chart, and in category new step, and in step in the category, and for the breakdown we will use this revenue bridge. So as you can see, and we'll turn on the data levels so you will understand it clearly. Now as you can see, this is the gross sales. I mean, you can size for it. This is the gross sales, and this is the discount leakage, that is 0 point minus 22 point minus 22, and this is the return leakage, that is 0.02 million, and the total net revenue is 1.09 million. That is our realized revenue. So this is an important metric that we will be using here. So go ahead and show that, and we'll just go the formatting tab, click on the column, and for the increase we'll just use same formatting, and for the column we will use same. And just click on this chart, use format painter and click on this. Now it is clear for us. You can see the gross sales is 1.33 million, that is 1.33 million. Discount leakage is minus 0.22 million. So discount amount, there is a total discount amount, that is 22 point, but we are showing it as in minus value because the realized revenue is after the discount and the return. That's why we are showing it as in minus. So this chart has been now created. So this is an amazing insight for us. Now we will create an India map from here, which will be showing us revenue by state. So we'll just show them. Okay. Go to the visualization and insert shape map preview. But I will tell you why. If you don't see the shape map, then don't need to worry. Go to the file option and setting, and go to the options. And after the pop-up will appear here. So in this pop-up, go to this preview features, and preview feature you will see an option shape map visual. If in your Power BI it is unchecked, then make sure you are checking it. So and after checking, restart the Power BI desktop. In my case, it is already checked, so I have used this. Now we are calculating the sales of the India. So we need the India map, right? So first we need to add location here. So location, we will add our state, is dim store, and add as a state. See, by default it is showing us a map of USA, but we need of India. So it doesn't have an India map right now. So we will just click on this custom map, and add a map style. So go ahead and use this JSON file. I will provide you it into the description, so you can use this JSON file and include this. So now you can see the India map is created, and we will just use the color formatting here. Go to the fill colors and select this FX icon. We will use conditional formatting here and use a gradient, and we check this add a middle color. For the lowest value, we will add this color code here, that is B2BEDE. Okay. For the middle center color, we will add a color code as 3651A0. And for the highest color, we will use a color code that is 002060. Okay, and click on OK. So as you can see, the color is formatted now, and after that, we will just go ahead and create another our one of our charts, that is go to this visualization and add line and clustered column chart. So for the our chart name would be top product category by revenue and margin. Okay. So for that, we will need to drop off in x-axis. We will drop as a category. The category. Okay. So category will take just from the product and take as a category, and in the column Y, we will use our realized revenue KPI measure. That is. And for our line Y axis, we will use a gross margin percentage. So it is now created. We will just use format painter and click on this. And after that, go to the formats and click on this column layout. Increase the size between the bar charts, and this is now created. So we just place it here. Place it here. Now for our first page, the final chart we will be using is a table which will show us a detail. Just click on this table. Zoom it a little bit. And in table, we need to add the following details here. Take as a matrix table, and in rows, we will add state and city. What we will find in the row. Go to the state in the rows and city in the rows. So it will give us a drill down function as well. After in value, we will add realized revenue. Add realized revenue and gross margin percentage. That is gross margin percentage, discount percentage, discount percentage. Yeah. Click on the discount percentage, and then transactions that we will be using, total transactions, and after that return percentage and the average bill value. So now we'll go into the formatting function and go to the values section and increase its size to 13. Same goes for row headers, increase its size to 13. And for the column header as well, increase size to 13. Okay. And after the style colors, we'll click as none. Okay, and just turn off this total value from here. Go column subtotals and row subtotals. I think there is enough space. We can increase it to the 14 size, and same for the row headers. And text color should be black. Sorry. Same for the column headers. 15 text color. We can just now you can see this table has been created and it has an amazing function of hierarchy level. You click on this, so it will show us state and city wide sales and the gross margin and all. And if you want to go back, just click on the drill up and it will come back. So this is the table has been created. Now our first page is almost complete, and we have to design it as well. So we will design it on the later part, but let's calculate the month-on-month growth as well for all the KPIs. That is an advanced level KPI we will be using now. So first, for charts, we will create a separate folder here. So go ahead here and click on this measure and enter a display folder as charts. So it charts separate folder has been created. Now we need to calculate month-on-month growth for gross sales, revenue, COGS, gross margin percentage, discount amount, and all of the KPIs. So just remove the gross sales KPI from this because that is not necessary for our requirement. So let us calculate the month-on-month growth for gross margin. So for month-on-month growth, we will need to first calculate the previous month sales as well, previous month gross margin also. So for that, we will go to the new measure and name it measure as gross margin PM. And for we will use calculate function here. We get an expression called gross margin because we need to calculate gross margin of previous month. We use gross margin, and for if we need to calculate the previous month gross margin, then we need to add a function called date add. This will give us a feature of mentioning the previous month sales gross margin. We will use dates here. You can use the dim date and give a comma. It is asking for number of intervals. So we need -1 because we need of previous month and give a comma and we need month. So we use month and close this parenthesis and close this parenthesis. So it will give us the gross margin of previous month. So if you want to calculate it, so you just go to the visualization and enter a blank KPI card and enter this gross margin previous month. So you can check the gross margin of previous month was for better understanding. I will add slicer here, and for slicer we will add month name. Okay, so let's select March. Okay, so for March, gross margin was 22.87, and as you can see, the gross margin PM is 26.14K. So this is the gross margin of month of February because February is before March. So if you will go to the February, you can see the gross margin is 26.14K. So our gross margin previous month is working fine. So just delete this factor over. And we need month-on-month percent, right? So we need to again use new measure and create gross margin MOM percent. So for percent again we will use divide. The numerator will be current gross margin, that is gross margin, and we'll minus it from gross margin previous month. And we will divide it with the gross margin previous month. So this will give us the month-on-month growth of our gross margin. And as you can see, we will add this KPI, we will scroll and add. So you can see the growth margin is 0.10%, that is in decimal format. So we will just convert it into a dynamic arrow, which will show us if the gross margin is increased, which will show us upward arrow, and if the decrease it will show us downward arrow with the conditional formatting. So we will use another measure that will be dynamic measure, and which is an advanced level measure that we will get to learn now. So we use gross margin variance. Okay, so create, we need a variable here, a variable MOM value, name it as MOM value, and it will be equal to our gross margin. Gross ma growth margin, and then actually I have renamed it. So here, so make sure you name it as gross margin. In my case, it is growth. So I will correct it later, and we use return here. So our variable M1 value is equal to gross margin plus 1%. Now we need to return and use which function well. Which function, if it is true, then return us what M1 value. If we say M1 value is blank, we say if M1 value is blank, then give us blank. Okay. Otherwise, if M1 value is greater than 0, then give us unit chart. This is a special character number here, so give a exact number as 9650. It will give us an upward arrow. Okay, so close this parenthesis and use and open quotes, give a space and close the open quotes. Again, we'll use and because it will give a space between the number and the arrow. And we'll say format M1 value into open quote 0.0 and again close the quote and close the bracket. Now, another condition is if M1 value is less than 0, then give us unit chart. Give the exact number as 9660. Okay, unit chart and use and again the same step, comma, space and then we use format. The value should be M1 value and format is in 0.0% and close this. So if this all condition is fulfilling, if when neither of this condition is getting fulfilled, then we need a dash. Okay, it's better than the plan. So we'll use unichar 8212. Close this parenthesis and we will use and format it 0.0%. And close this parenthesis and this measure is ready. Hit the enter. And now you will see, you will enter this. So you can see it is dynamic now. It is showing an upward arrow. We will add slicer here for the month. Yeah. Now you can see in the month of April, the same gross margin is 22.52K. But in the month of March, the gross margin was more. So it has decreased. Now it is showing us a decreased arrow. So this is a good thing to have. So let's delete it. Let's remove. Now let's format it. Remove this both. Just just keep our arrow and after that go to this format region. Multi-card layout. I turn off everything background and parts, border, divider, background, everything. And also call out value. We need to turn off this label. Okay, so now this is only selected. Just shorten it a little bit. And its value size should be 15. Okay, now we need it to be dynamic. So go to value section and you see this effect. Click on this effect and we will use a conditional formatting here. So we will be using the what field this should be based on. So this should be based on uh, gross margin MOM. Okay. Now we will add if the value is less than 0, then it will be giving us red color. And if the value is greater than 0, then they won't match. Then it will give us a green color. And click on OK. Now you can see it is giving us a green color here. And if we will go to the name, so it will give us red color for the negative value. So this is dynamic. Go ahead and place this for your feasibility and go ahead and insert a text box. Name text box is MOM and name it 14 and video with size. Place it here. You can place it for your feasibility and now you know how to calculate the month-on-month growth. I will not show you for every KPI here, so it will be a very lengthy video. So you can go ahead and just change the column number for this, like revenue, cost, gross margin, discount amount, and use as per your as all these three measures for every KPI. What you need to do, you just need to calculate first previous month margin. For example, we have calculated gross margin. If we need to calculate for realized revenue, just replace this measure with realized revenue, and after that you will get a previous month realized revenue, and we will use to divide the month-on-month growth. Just use our realized current realized revenue minus previous month realized revenue divided by previous month revenue. It will give you a growth margin month-on-month percentage. And same if you want for arrow variance. So just go ahead and update this measure. Just replace this growth margin MOM with realized revenue MOM, and that's it. That will you will create all the month-on-month variance for every KPI. So that's it for our first page here. So after finishing the first page, it will look like this. Uh, just a second. And this background, I will be providing you it into the description that I have created in PowerPoint. So you will just need to go and change the background that I will explain you how you need to do. You will just need to go to this visualization format pane and go to this canvas background and insert this image. I will show you how to insert it. Okay, so for now we have created this. So you have to first place these KPIs exactly as how I have placed in my screenshot. I will provide you the screenshot. Just drag and drop wherever you want. So we may want realized revenue not here. Instead, we want it here. So we will keep it here. And for gross margin, the discount percentage we want to keep here. So you can keep it anywhere you want. And just after that, go to the visualization and format page, use canvas background and browse this image. For now, I have presentation saved as a presentation one. Okay, now if you will first you will upload this image and decrease this transparency to 0. So you can see this when uploaded. Now we'll delete this header. This header is inbuilt here. So I have provided you these spaces as well for the KPI. You can rearrange as per your feasibility. And after rearranging, your dashboard will look like almost look like the same as mine. And this is the first page that we have created. Now in the second page, we will create some amazing advanced level of that now that will be in part 2. I will show you here. So we will use some advanced heat map and decomposition tree. And this is the margin risk by state, and the most important chart is the Pareto chart that is using some advanced level of KPI, advanced level of that function here. I will show you. So this is the cumulative return amount and the cumulative return percentage, and so many measures that we are going to use here in the second page. And the last page will be drill through page only. We will create in the second part only this both page. So be tuned, be updated, and be uploading in the next day itself. So thank you for watching.